Bluetooth connected.
Sawadee-krap. Good evening. Selamat malam. Assalamualaikum and welcome to LOL with Rizal. We're here today on a Thursday night in a beautiful October month. Shock lah sekarang. I don't know why. It's the year end, closer towards the year end, the start of Q3. Memang best. Wah, bola apa-apa, this guy is already here. Satay man. Hey, better get front row seats lah. Must hear how the chameleon is so terror. Hey, the chameleon is definitely very terror man. First time I ever had. I mean, we've had so many like cicak lah. So we had so many rojak, satay. What else? Ultraman, monsters, Jedi. We've had so many things. Even cleaner, semua ada. But the first time we're going animal this time around. First time. All right, guys, if you are live with us, if you're here joining us in the session, do drop us a note. Say hi in the chat box or in the comment box. Just say hi. What are you doing? You guys had dinner and so on. Just say hi. We're just happy to have you on board. But thank you again for joining us. I really love it, man. Dude, bila lagi nak tengok? I'm waiting for Can Ask. How come Can Ask is not here yet? We're all waiting for Can Ask. Anyway, today is going to be an exciting session because we got an amazing guy in. I managed to capture this guy in the middle of the jungle, okay? Dia tengah-tengah jungle, tiba-tiba I tengok macam, and then he came out. Then I tengok, this guy not only can speak very well, he can change colour some more. Tak percaya tengok balik overlay tu, So this guy, he's coming in, look at the picture, he's got this beautiful chameleon on his shoulder and also behind him as well. With lots of colours, very fascinating colours. So I'm quite lucky to have him on board. And today's topic is what the VUCA... Okay, tak mencarut. What the VUCA... Man, honestly, right, VUCA is something that, when the start of the pandemic in 2020, I think anyone who's in corporate would definitely know what it is lah. You just keep on saying VUCA until like I dah terbuka dah, okay? So today is a time that we get a chance to sit down and speak to an expert and he'll be able to share with us a bit more about VUCA. All right. So guys, if you're on board with us, please do drop by and say hi. Just type a comment. I know that most of you baru habis makan, tak sempat buat apa, takkan nak pergi live kan. Okay, baru makan relax, go cuci pinggan, basuh muka, cuci tangan, chill, and then come and join in. All right. So let me just change and get into the mood. We're going to put on some nice, beautiful lo-fi music. Okay, hari ni memang best I thought today was a very good day for me because I managed to do a lot of things. Speak to a lot of people, speak to potential clients. The VUCA days are over. Betul ke? The VUCA days are over. Not really lah. Okay, not really lah. But okay, anyway, without further ado, let's bring in our guest for today. Without further ado, let's bring our guest. Because, this show wouldn't start without our guest. All right, a round of applause. Please welcome Siva.
Hey, hi, Rizal. How are you? Good evening, guys. Good evening.
Oh, gila lah. Tengok exciting tu gambar time, belakang tu. Hey, memang exciting lah. Hey. Who's that? Is that a real one behind you?
Terbaring.
Hey, terbaring. Hey, do you actually have a chameleon at home?
Not yet. I have not received the license from the family yet.
Oh, betul lah. So license from the family, i.e. the wife or wife and kids? So they all have a say.
Yeah, the wife and the kids. My elder daughter loves reptiles. One of her favorite pastime is actually playing with snakes, including pythons. So we will go to UPM, sometimes snake farms. She loves to hold snakes, play with snakes. I don't do that. I play with snakes. Chameleon, you can be a food of python.
Hey, man, that's
Uh,
scary. Hey,
but yeah, at
UPM to
least
go and
it's
see
something
snakes, eh?
exciting. Yeah,
UPM to go see snakes.
they have a snake farm actually. There is a goat farm that has a mini snake farm. Different types of
Oh,
snakes, and they allow you to handle it. So she likes
wow.
to play with snakes. Yeah.
I'm actually born in the year of the snake, so I'm actually very proud snake guy. I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So, what about you? What year were you born in? Chinese years lah.
Rooster.
Rooster. Alamak, kena makan dengan snake. I like that.
Itulah. So far. My mom loves snakes,
Okay.
and my daughter loves snakes. So when I bring both of them, they can actually handle like a 12-foot python. They can pet it, play with it, carry it, no issues. I will stay from far, zoom, and take video of them. I won't go near at all.
They actually very scary. Very scary. Wow, we got one more person coming on. Hello. Hey, Alia. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning
Hi,
in.
hi.
Don't be
Dato
scared.
Alian Karen.
Yeah.
How are you? Good
Yeah.
evening, Dato.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Formally, she's a Dato, formal.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Personal basis, she's also a sister. So Dato when it comes to formal stage, Alia when it comes to friendly stage.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's very cool. Very funny story about myself, right?
Very humble person. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. So yeah, she's the one that cut Daniel's hair, no? I think so.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
I
yeah,
believe
yes,
that in my
and
head.
Charles Manuel.
Okay. Yes, yes, you said that. Yeah. A very funny story from my side, right? My mom actually is a datuk, right? So my dad didn't get anything. So we always say we call him Datin. I don't know if it works. Kesian him. That's always been a running joke in the family lah. Mom datuk, pada Datin lah what to do. You
That's why
know,
challenging, right?
it's very challenging, very challenging. Okay, very cool. But thanks. Don't worry, guys who are watching. The reptiles is safe. We got Siva there. He's the one that is going to be taking care of the reptiles, making sure dia tak lari. Okay, dia tak lari. Eh, apa? Waiting for the cake you owe me, man. Oh my god, I know, right? I think I owe people a million things. I think the cake will come very soon. Lah. Don't worry. Give me some time. I will. Cake besar punya, okay? Okay, kita try. Oh, we should do one big one. Lah. We should get out and all the Lincoln family should come in and just meet up. We're all clear. We just make sure that we're safe and then, SOPs and whatnot, go meet up. Sometimes soon. I think November will be a good time. Lah.
Yeah.
Right? All
Actually, we
right.
talked about it. I was in Pavilion today,
Hmm.
and it is still crowded.
Oh,
By
yes.
lunchtime, it was super crowded. I had lunch in Bukit Damansara,
Ooh,
crowded. Then from Bukit
okay.
Damansara, no water. So we said, okay, let's go to KL. So we went to Pavilion. No difference. Um, the eateries are all happening. I was at Coffee Bean. No, I was at somewhere else, opposite Coffee Bean. Dome Cafe. And full.
Okay.
So possible.
Wow, Bro Siva sudah hantar yang besar. Apa ni? You cepatnya potong line ah. Wayo. Cepatnya. Okay. Eat cake today. Get after this gonna eat cake today app and then download and send. Okay, we got one LinkedIn user here. I can't really tell who, but hey, thanks. Welcome on board. Thank you so much for joining in. It's definitely going to be an interesting session tonight. Thank you so much. So, what we're gonna do is, we all have a special guest. Of course, it's customary. I always reach out to the guests, and let's do a quick intro. I mean, there's a lot of people that probably know you already, dude. I mean, you're a LinkedIn famous guy who is known for the
Yeah, lah, tu.
DISC program, and then he's also a speaker. We're both in Maps. We've spoken together before, and I think in the LinkedIn network, there's only a few of us who are extroverts, and you are one of it. Just like me, we're pure extroverts out there. So
Yeah.
very keen to find out from you. Just give us a quick intro.
Okay. Let me see. Basically, what I do, I actually assist my clients
Mm,
with strategic HR solutions and
mm,
training. And the idea is to drive their business transformation. So I'm very focused on that. That is also coming from my background. I actually started my career in the Navy, Royal Malaysian Navy. That was my first job. So yeah, officially retired
Wow.
officer. I'm
Serious. What level?
yeah,
What level?
a Navy lieutenant. So I was the Navy lieutenant. I'm from the graduate intake two. So that was the time that we
Wow.
started taking graduate officers. So joined in
Wow.
as graduate officer. Um, Beautiful journey. I was there for 7 years. I was involved with manpower planning for the Royal Malaysian Navy. We did the
Oh.
transformation of Royal Malaysian Navy, where the Chief of Navy was upgraded from a three-star general to four-star general. That was the year 2000. So I was involved
Mm.
with that. Then I left that to join consulting world. So I was in Deloitte for a while. That is where I picked up a lot of consulting work. I was sent to Shanghai. I was sent to Beijing. Actually, that was the first time that they actually sent consultants to those countries. So came back,
Mm.
drove the consulting business. Quite fun.
Oh.
It's how you use your personal agility, right, to capture the attention of the global leaders to support you. So
Oh.
whenever there was a requirement, instead of doing the proposal, which is the typical approach of most consultants, I would send the request to all the global leaders who are always behind my back. So they will do the proposal, I will do the proposal, then I'll compile and make sure we have a global standard proposal to submit. So we were
Oh.
winning contracts easily. And the largest consulting job of Deloitte was won through that approach. Uh, and,
Mm.
and, and quite fun. Managed to get double promotion for that job, which I rejected, and tendered my resignation.
Oh, hero lah. Hero.
No, because
No,
the
top of your
fun of
head.
it, the joy. Yeah, the joy, soldier,
Gimana
right?
lah.
Then I
Wow.
joined an IT company. Again, same thing, joined in as a senior manager. Then we had some issues in Hong Kong. So I was discussing with my boss who to send to Hong Kong. And boss said, I think you should go. Nobody would be able to handle this. And I was asked to go within less than 12 hours notice. Never been to Hong Kong. I don't speak Cantonese. Our office was sealed off. We had nothing. Boss didn't give me cash. I just flew into Hong Kong with my credit card and started a new company in Hong Kong. Again, this is where the chameleon strategy that we are going to
Oh.
talk about today actually
Okay.
works.
Oh.
How we managed to convince the government to support me. I had a police officer attached to me for my safety, although I was a tourist. So that worked. And in the process, we transformed the company, became profitable. The news came out in the papers, and because of that, I received an invitation to an interview with Hong Leong, and joined Hong Leong
Ah.
as senior manager in charge of OD, organizational development.
Yep.
But
Yep.
within 2 months, I was appointed to be the head of HR for Hong Leong Group and head of HR for the manufacturing group. Two jobs
Oh.
within 2 months. Right? So that was fun. I spent 5 years there.
Yeah.
And that gave me the confidence because my goal was actually to be the HR director of a local conglomerate. And once I achieved that, then I needed a new challenge. And that was when I told my boss, I think I want to try on my own. So he gave me permission, 8 months break. Never went back. It has been 11 years. So that is
Wow.
basically how it all started. So now 11
Oh.
years on my own. But
Dude, that's
everything comes
amazing,
with
man.
yeah. But
Amazing.
that's the thing when I look back and see how all this falls into place, it's actually because of the guidance given to me by many people. And that is how my first book came about. How do you go through this journey? It was their guidance. Then now with the chameleon, it's more on how do you use the appreciation of people, behavior appreciation, to
Hmm.
get results from people seamlessly without them actually noticing what's happening, right? And how do you anticipate things before it happens and then be proactive
Yep.
so that you're ready for it? Yeah.
Yep. 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 Nice, man. I mean, it all started off from the Navy to where you are now. That's an amazing story. That story alone is brilliant. Going to Hong Kong. Oh, we all love Hong Kong. I love Hong Kong. I don't know why. I don't speak Cantonese, but I just love going to the restaurants there. They love to scream in Hong Kong. Everything has to be quick and fast. It's very tight. It's And then I just go there and I speak Malay when I order. Yeah, put on your knee. And they like it. They don't care. It's just because there's someone's talking, right? Oh, go, boom, 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 everything comes. Berapa, berapa. They have no idea what I'm saying, but they know I want to pay, right?
Exactly. Hong
I
Kong is
love
so
it.
organized because the space is
Yeah.
so small.
Yep.
They usually have three menus, so you
Yeah.
can only order ABC.
Yep.
There's no kurang kurang garam, kurang kicap, no such thing. You just choose three. The moment you sit, they give you green tea. The
Yeah.
moment they serve food, they will announce this table clearing in 5 minutes.
Hey, but my soup, piping hot soup just got in.
Because they,
It's
like,
been,
they have to manage very quick turnover. So Chinese tea, you drink, the food comes in, announce this table clearing in
oh,
5 minutes.
man.
Nice.
I love my.
I had to manage my business there for a year. So quite interesting from an office that was sealed off,
Yeah.
all the employees taking cases to court to making it profitable in 2 months.
Mm.
And making the court a friend of us. Uh, the judge, the prosecutor actually became my Hong Kong labor law trainer. So after
Oh.
office, I go to the office to their office after office
Mm.
hours to learn labor law. So all this
Yeah.
actually, this is where the chameleon strategy comes in. Lah. If you know
Oh.
how to do the strategy, the government who's supposed to sue you becomes your partner.
Nah. Kena pandai lah. You really need to know how to change a bit. That's how the chameleon come in. So for the guys who are listening in, to stay on and learn about VUCA and then see how this bloody corporate chameleon can come in and help you. While we're there, I just want to acknowledge this. We got Johan Irwan who is with us, saying, wow, amazing session with the MAPS president-elect. So everyone do, MAPS is the Malaysian Association of Professional Speakers, which I'm proudly a member of. And thanks to Johan for bringing me in and letting me know about it. And I have had such an amazing time with this group of people, amazing people. And that's where I met Siva as well. And I found out that he is the president elect. So he's coming in next year or the next term?
Next year. Next year.
Next year. All
Next term
right.
lah, basically next term.
Next term
Johan
lah.
is the
Yeah.
president currently.
Yep.
Yeah,
Kan best kan kalau politik macam tu juga. Then, Prime Minister elect. Ini sekarang Prime Minister mana satu ni?
exactly,
Rashidun Rule.
exactly. And the heading over is just beautiful.
Yeah.
You strategize everything. Like my future journey is actually a continuation of Johan's journey. So
Yes.
that is where the sustainability happens. That is why Maps has been around for
Yeah lah.
20 years now, 21 years now.
Okay, so here is Johan saying, Siva's story is so amazing. I spent the first time meeting him until 3 a.m. in the morning talking about our stories. Wow, it's not like couple already. Hey, please lah. 3 pagi.
You ask him. You ask him. His family asked that question. My family asked the same question.
Are you sure it's Johan or, Jennifer or something like that, right? Oh my god. Hey, Nikki is here, my business partner. I love his background. Nice to meet you, Siva. Yes, and I managed to convince Nikki to join MAPS. So he's also in MAPS this time around. So he also saw, I think he'll be very active soon. Lah. Wow. And then we have another legend here, Dr. Nurul. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Dr.
Welcome,
Nurul.
welcome. Dr. Nurul memang power lah. She also a person that I look up to. And she's also a MAPS member, right? Yes, she is. I think so.
Jeez.
And I met her in a coaching course last year when I wanted to venture out on my own. So I wanted to start and upskill myself. So I went and took a coaching course and I met her. And then we became friends from then on and we did a few shows together and we're still in contact and then always looking at opportunities. Wow, good lah, good stuff. Thank you so
Amazing
much,
people.
Siva. No, amazing man. I mean, mula-mula jadi Navy tu, lepas tu pergi Hong Kong. Kalau ni cerita Hong Kong movie memang ada bantai-bantai.
We actually had when my business there was sealed off.
Oh.
We had prepaid services, so the money was used up. And what happened was the clients engaged debt collectors. So I had to deal with debt collectors who were threatening with dead chicken and all that.
Walao eh. Serious ah?
Adventure, yeah, adventure.
Oh, okay
Nice.
lah, okay lah. Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice. All right, for sure there will be
Nice.
another 3 a.m. soon lah. All right, guys, let's get stuck into it. So I'm going to ask the first burning question to our guests is what on earth is VUCA? VUCA. Is it an ailment or a disease? One comment actually on LinkedIn saying that, it sounded like something that is like a foot wart that they have in the UK, something like that. I'm feeling itchy already because I hear the VUCA. Hey, please enlighten us lah. Because some of us know, people in corporate, very general, but most of us, hey, what the hell is a VUCA?
Exactly. I think VUCA became hot during the pandemic. Suddenly, the pandemic is VUCA. But actually,
Mm,
the term VUCA started in the 90s. So this goes back to the Gulf War, when the US soldiers were fighting there, right? So in US Army War College, they had these
mm,
students and they were discussing about the future of the army and what would be the journey. So one of the
mm,
sharing was about Gulf War. And
mm,
when they talk about Gulf War, it was all about the situation there. What is the situation there? They talk about VUCA. The introduction of the word VUCA started there. It was published in a journal in 1992 by someone by the name of Herbert Barber. Now,
mm,
what VUCA actually means? VUCA is actually the situation that we are in, that is a resultant of how technology is moving so fast and the globalization is happening. So the fast movement of technology and globalization actually creates changes that are so fast, so disruptive that what is tomorrow is like totally unpredictable. We had things like the taxi drivers in Malaysia threatened by Uber. You
mm.
know the physical things that happen and so on. And then came a company, My Taxi, to support the taxi drivers. And then the My Taxi suddenly became Grab, and Grab bought over Uber, and now Grab is a big thing
Unicorn lah.
that created so many jobs. But it was not something that was expected. That was made possible because of technology advancements as well as the globalization. So when we talk about VUCA, it's always about business actually. It talks about how volatile the market is. V stands for volatile.
Mm.
Let me share the screen on what VUCA is. Yeah, so the
Yep.
first part, volatile. Volatile, what it means is basically it's so fragile that small changes can just erupt it into a new environment. In the case of Gulf War, when they asked, what is actually happening in Gulf War, everything is so sensitive. A small trigger, maybe a shout, can trigger a battle.
Mm.
Maybe a sneeze somewhere can trigger a battle. A person covering up and coming towards the soldiers can create a battle. Everything is so volatile. Small things can just erupt into a big change, a big disruption.
Mm.
And what is the effect of that change? Actually, don't know. We don't know. We don't know how long the battle will continue. We don't know what will be the effect. So everything is so uncertain. And
Mm.
if you look at, so how do we address this? What are the factors that we will be involved with this kind of scenario? What kind of bullets that you need? What kind of armory that you want to use? Missiles? What kind of support you need? Don't know. Too complex. Just too many factors. It's too difficult to
Mm.
analyze. At the same
Mm.
time, we put all this together, it is still ambiguous. Masih sama-sama, no, masih like wishy-washy. We don't really know. So when you bring this, so it was discussion of the situation in Gulf. You're talking about
Mm.
battle. So they were talking
Okay.
about battle. That is how VUCA came about. And then they saw the opportunity. Hey, VUCA is something like in the business world now. With
Yep.
technology moving so fast, you don't know what will happen tomorrow. Like for teachers, if you take teachers, when there was a talk about virtual training, the teachers
Mm.
complained, we are not trained, and the politicians were talking about how to train so many teachers to become virtual trainers. So it's going to be so difficult. But
Yeah.
just a small microorganism, a virus, can make all our teachers experts in virtual training. Where did they go for training? If
Tak
you
ada
don't,
kan? Yeah.
it just happened overnight, right? And
Yeah.
suddenly StreamYard and OBS and Zoom and Microsoft Team. Where did all this come from? This is how volatile the market has become. And when we talk about it, it was technology advancement and actually globalization. But in the case of COVID, it's not technology advancement. It was a sickness. It can be a bio warfare. We don't know. It can be something created in a lab to be the protection of the future. We don't know. It can be something that happened accidentally. We don't know. Everything
mm,
is don't know. But the entire world became so volatile with one small thing that happened
mm,
in the year 2019. The whole world was put on lockdown. Millions have died. So the whole world is so fragile with a virus. It was supposed to be a discussion on business, but actually became a virus can kill business just like that. You're not talking about technology advancement. You're not talking about just globalization, but
yeah.
it can be biology thing. It can be social. It can be anything. That is basically VUCA. Anything
Mm,
small, everything is so volatile that anything small can trigger change, and what that changes, we don't know. Uncertain. We don't know. If you ask what is a possibility tomorrow, actually we don't really know. And how
mm,
do we study this? What are the factors we should look at? Do we do pestle analysis? Do we do SWOT analysis? Actually, we don't know. We don't know how much we have to do. And if you look at the after doing all this, how do I get ready for it? Still don't know, wishy-washy. Siva, are you ready for tomorrow? Honestly, we don't know. We don't know, right? That is the world that we are living in, the VUCA world, right? So
oh
that is
no,
basically what VUCA is all about. It's how
the VUCA
fragile the
wala.
world is. Yeah, how fragile the world is. With previously
Fragility.
technology advancement and globalization, but today it can be anything.
Phew. Okay, nice, nice, man. Thanks for the explanation. So it did. Oh, good that you open it with technology, then realize that it's not just about technological advancement moving too fast and people are not catching up to it. Then there are other factors, for instance, like
Yeah.
sicknesses and diseases that came out, right? So, there one point by Dr. Nurul. Agree with you, Siva. Anything small can disrupt our comfort zone, and that is, an example. Lah. I want to ask the Siva your expert opinion, right? Let's say that, yeah, I mentioned in my post, right? There's mini VUCA, big VUCA, and big mother VUCA, right? So like a mini VUCA, right? If my wife suddenly asks, "Hey, do I look fat?" Right? Is that a VUCA world already?
Honestly, it's as simple as that, right? The,
Yeah.
the the interdependence of couples before is different from
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Previously, one guy goes to work, the other one takes care of home. So in the
Yeah.
interdependence is always there. Now it's independence. You wouldn't know, just small thing like that, buying a wrong flower or saying a wrong word or talking to Johan who becomes Jennifer creates a wuka in the family.
Tu lah,
But
VUCA world lah.
that are those kind of minor things.
Yep.
And then it can go to a certain higher level where a minor stroke that affects a
Mm.
part of your brain changes the
Mm.
whole lifestyle of a family.
Yep. Yep.
And that
Mm.
is within the family institution. And then you get the major VUCA, something like coronavirus. Coronavirus is just a virus. It has been there. It's not something new. It's a SARS virus. SARS has been there.
Mm.
So we shouldn't be so shocked, right? It has already been there, but we never expected it to be like so contagious, so fast spreading at that kind of speed,
Mm.
and with so many lives lost. Then that is where you get your mega VUCA. So definitely different levels of VUCA. If you
Yep.
get ready for the small VUCA, then you are a bit more prepared for the bigger
Mm.
VUCA.
Yep. Yep. Very good.
Yeah.
Thanks. So this one really flows in right to my next question, lah, which is, so we went through one hell of a VUCA the last 2 years, right? Millions of businesses closed down across the globe. Quite a high number of people lost their lives. Families affected by it, and people are unable to travel. It's just so difficult. The whole whatever that we've been going through the past few years, probably nothing would have matched it. Probably the last thing was World War II, maybe to that form of calamity. So now, should I put my VUCA fighting gears right down for 2022? Now that I know that things are going back to normal, and I can go back to work, I can still meet friends and so on. So can I be more chill and not prepare for VUCA?
Not yet. I think when people are trapped in the so-called prison, the lockdown, you get to a level where the frustration is so much that you don't care. You know, let's take it from a war kind of mode. You are in
Mm.
war. You know, you're put in a curfew. 1 month, 2 months, maybe you can last. But when it becomes too long, what you will say is, "I better go out and die than sit here and die." And because of that frustration, people go out. So what
Mm.
we see now with the vaccination being 90%, so many countries have opened up their borders. The fear is a bit reduced, so we are putting our guards a bit down now. We think
Yep.
it is safe. So it's actually one part is feeling a bit safe or pretentious safe because of the frustration. I need to go out. 18 months, this shouldn't be life. The danger is just this. We have no evidence. It's VUCA. Coronavirus VUCA is a different kind of VUCA, where until today, we don't know how long the efficacy of the virus, the vaccine is. We say that after 6 months, the efficacy may drop and then the spread will happen again. I actually received a very shocking news yesterday. A friend of mine in Holland, a doctor, PhD researcher, she was just sharing with me how quiet the hospitals are because the vaccination rate has been so effective. Nobody's sick. So she said, "Siva, the moment Malaysia is done, then we are going to meet." But she just got COVID 2 months ago, and she's still recovering 2 months and still recovering, although fully vaccinated. So we don't
Mm.
know what is going to happen next. We don't know how long the vaccine will work. We don't know whether the virus will mutate into something else. And we are still talking about coronavirus SARS-CoV-2. We don't know whether there'll be something new happening. We have rockets flying to the other planets. We don't know what are the possible things coming back. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Whether
Nice.
the movement there change the dynamics of universe. You have meteors coming in. We don't really know. That is VUCA. We don't really know. So we have to keep our guts up. At the same time, we must choose to live. If we don't choose to live, then we may be like overprotected with transformers so that everything covered, but never take it off, you still die in suffocation. So you need
Mm.
some caution. Don't take the gun off, have the gun on, but at the same time live life.
That's very true. Very true. I guess that from a
Yeah,
very practical perspective is that, yes, we are going back to normal, but then, the SOPs may be something that will stay on for a long time. Probably beyond a year or so, I think. The masking up, sanitizing, and then certain number of people going to a shop. There is a risk element. And then from a business perspective, for those that have not prepared some form of plan, business continuity plan or emergency plans,
yeah,
or even reviewing the types of coverage that their staff has in relation to the diseases and whatnot. All these then will be in place post COVID or the new era, the new
yeah,
endemic period. I guess that if people don't do anything about it, thinking that it's back to normal, then it's a grave mistake. I guess that's what you were
yeah.
trying to say, is it?
Exactly. You're putting yourself in too much risk. There are a lot of things that I suppose we will be missing, and because of that we want to do like this weekend is going to be very busy. People are going to be traveling. It is for that part that you're missing your loved ones, you're missing your traveling. Exams are over, so the kids are free. um,
Mm.
but keeping the gut up, like you said, be safe with the SOP. Make sure you have the sanitizers in your car. Mask up, keep your distance, and do appreciate the journey that you take. At the same time, practice
Mm.
the safety part lah.
Yeah lah. I mean, it's easier said than done lah, right? When you go to the mama store and meet your friend lah, all the SOP terbang already. Hey, people I know, you guys say Rizal must be talking junk, but I went for a meeting at mama store. The guys act like it's normal. Okay, but yeah, those listening in to,
Exactly.
you got to be careful because it is risk mitigation. You definitely need to
We,
be
you'll find it,
careful.
yeah. You'll find it everywhere. We had a meeting session recently, government meeting session. Johan was there together, a few of us. So the SOP was there, all fine. Everyone mask up, all there. But when it comes to the passion in addressing the issues, and you want to contribute, right? When you want to make a point, first is Rizal, 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 then like Rizal, then Rizal, then have to touch the shoulder already.
Alamak.
God. So you come close. Um,
I agree
so
lah.
before
I
you enter
agree.
the house, something that your sanitizer, all the protection must be there. I
Yeah lah.
had
Yeah.
a meeting with some people from the enforcers. Same thing. We started very far, sitting very far. The photos all very far. But still, when you get passionate with the discussion and you want to stop the other person, either you touch the hand or touch the shoulder. Bro, listen to me, bro. That's it. Your SOP is gone.
Aduh.
So I have to be a bit
SOP
more
big
cautious.
one lah.
Uh, have to
Yeah.
be a bit
I
more
mean, like
cautious.
at least in the first instance lah. In the first instance. Well, we've got Johan's here living in Mars. He says living in Mars, right? And then it could be potential. Somebody, people running away and then they get some kind of COVID Mars disease. Ayo, I pun takut juga lah. And that one is like in the movies when they come back not even human. So
Exactly.
let's hope that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. And CJ, hey, welcome CJ, welcome. Things are not going to go normal right now.
Yes.
There's an energy and raw material shortage that's impacting global supplies and costs. So we
Yeah.
could be emerging from the pandemic into an economic crisis.
Yeah.
Raw material shortage, and I
Yeah.
mean, one would expect that would be the case. I mean, there will be bounce back on different industries, but
Yeah.
commodities and very key items such as raw materials and all that, it's bound to be something happening on that front. The whole process, the flow won't be the same. But thanks for sharing that insight. Definitely that will be something
There,
that
there is a concern actually. There is a concern
yeah.
of economic crisis, a global economic crisis,
Mm.
because raw material is not in every country, so it is a matter of then movement of raw material from one country to another. If you look at
Mm.
the steel companies in Malaysia, their profit is at record high.
Mm.
My clients are in steel companies, those who are making like 10 million profit a year, now making 200 million profit a year.
Mm.
Because previously you can import from China, you can get cheaper, right? That is not happening. Um, when you
Mm.
have when you have reduced workforce, so your productivity is reduced, the production
Mm.
is reduced. So of course the raw material will be affected. Every time you have a lockdown, the raw material cycle is affected. So that is one part. At the same time, you know that so many companies have closed down. When companies close down, income to the country is affected, employment is affected,
Mm.
buying power will be reduced, consumer buying power will be reduced. So there are things in Malaysia. It is said that based on a report from the Prime Minister's office, it is said that the income that we generated in 2019, 2018, 2019 will remain a dream. We are not going back. So that
Ah.
is the prediction. That is the prediction. Um, but when you discuss with business community, one message is nobody has burned money yet. In Malaysia,
Mm.
we still have trillions of money in the bank in different funds. So the money is still there. We heard from training how training is going to change from 1 billion a year to 5 billion a year in levy collection. So
Yeah.
the money is there, just moving through different industries, different segmentations. So it's about smelling out the opportunity and seeing how we handle it differently. we,
Yeah.
we always
Yeah.
talk about economic crisis, but today I think the change is much, much faster that we rebound faster.
Mm.
2018, we were expecting a recession of 13 years. Didn't happen. We moved
Mm.
quite fast. Sorry, 2008. 2008, we were expecting
Yeah.
a recession of 13 years. Didn't happen. Because everyone started talking about it, the action is faster. And because the world is more globalized, the execution is faster than before. So
Yeah.
now there's fear of economic crisis, but I believe the same thing will happen. Only thing is maybe it will be a bit more difficult to find that money.
Hmm. Hmm. I love the cycle though.
Yeah.
When there's an up, there's an down. There's people who make it and people who don't. Just like
Yes.
you put it out just rightly, so that you just have to know how to sniff it. Just like our friend over here, he said, "Yeah, raw material shortage. Apple just announced iPhone might be shipped with lesser quantity due to chip shortage. Still waiting for my iPhone 13. Now first world troubles lah. Please lah, Johan. Hey,
This is the part that I said the opportunity. You see,
uh,
Malaysia, we produce chips.
yeah,
So our chip making businesses are making very good profit. I know one company that was under my purview in Hong Leong, Custom. Custom was a 2 billion ringgit business when I was there, and we
mm,
always talk about the company because the investment was very small. The company became a 2 billion ringgit company, and the dividend was 2 billion. So the shareholder actually made 4 billion out of an investment of about 80 million.
mm,
Today, with the chip shortage, the market cap I think is about 8 billion, 4 times
mm.
opportunity again. So Apple may be affected, but Malaysian chip companies are making tons of money. There's always opportunity here and there.
But the chip industry, big money, short term, long term continuity, volatility very high. I
Exactly.
remember when I was in Osaka, because I was living there, there was a whole bunch of companies that were doing all that, and the manufacturing industry from way small to suddenly becoming huge factories, and then costs went balloon, and they moved everything overseas, and the whole thing, the operations there became one small office. So I was quite shocked, and after that, people shifted because of VUCA, technology advancement, and the chips is no longer designed as how they are then. This was like 8 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Company is gone, and then they're shifting to different areas, and different technologies, different requirements. Quite scary. So if they can make money in a short space of time, that's great.
Yeah.
Mm.
The
As long as
smallest chip
Johan
that
gets
I
the, he said
saw,
Apple lah.
the smallest chip that I saw actually
Ah,
comes through a salt shaker. It's that small.
whew,
The chip that is produced in Malaysia, we are talking about Malaysia. The smallest chip that I've seen in Malaysia is the one that can come out from a salt shaker, done by
whew,
custom, Ipoh.
whew.
So
Serious?
Ipoh
Ah?
people, Ipoh
How on
people,
earth? How the
it's that
hell
small.
that small? The chip?
They actually come and demo with a salt shaker when they come to
Really?
the HQ to present. It's custom is a part of the Hong Leong group. So previously, when I was sitting in the strategy sessions every quarter, they
Mm.
come and update us on the changes in technology. So one level, it came through a salt shaker. So chip has gone to that size
Phew.
and different technologies, and the
Yeah lah,
technology
yeah lah.
is changing, keep on changing.
Yeah.
Big
Interesting.
thing,
Interesting.
big thing. Because the workforce is now like half, right? So the production
Yeah.
will be affected. It'll
Yeah.
come back. People
They
are
will. They will.
overbuying iPhone 13. So you're overbuying iPhone. So slow down. So the money can go elsewhere.
Blame this guy. This guy.
Yeah,
Hey Trace. Hi Trace. How you
it's
doing? Thanks for joining us. Yeah. I mean, I remember the time when sorry, we're supposed to move on to the next question. I remember the time when we were talking about hard disks and Western Digital, because I live in PJ, and Western Digital is like across the road, and they used to be big. They used to have tons of workers. Now more than half, or maybe just one third of the factory remains there because they no longer do the disk.
yeah.
Everything is SSD or different type, and it used to be like normal days. Now it's shrinking. So sooner or later, that thing is gonna be salt shaker again. But please lah, I don't
Exactly.
want no more salt shakers are too small How to see? I rabun okay.
Everything goes into this.
Yeah lah, everything. That's our personal computer, our friend, our buddy. If you can get married to our phone, you probably do.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, all right. So we've spoken about VUCA, very, very clear. We shouldn't be putting down our VUCA fighting gears for 2022 and beyond, because things
Yes.
can happen. Things are volatile as it is. But our next burning question: what on earth? What on earth? Chameleon and VUCA, how the hell are these two related? Please lah, this is the whole thing. Everybody's coming in to find out about the chameleon. Kenapa ni?
Yes.
Cerita sikit lah. Dia macam dah tak tahu lah. I tak tahu mana datang ni. I cannot glue it
How to
together.
match it? Yeah.
Ah,
Actually, chameleon is a new topic that I came across like by chance. It was a topic that I was very passionate about, more on agility, your personal agility, your behavior agility, how
Mm.
you become flexible with different types of leaders, how you become flexible with different kind of environment. And while
Mm.
doing that, I looked at what would be a feature that would be easy to compare, and that was where the chameleon actually came about. So we
Okay,
call it the
interesting.
corporate chameleon. So what is all about? It's about the ability to understand, adapt to changing situations. Why chameleon? Interesting. Chameleon. If you look at the word chameleon, it actually came from a Greek word that actually means lion on the land. So it's with the crown that it has, it looks like a lion on the land.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't go above; it's always on the land. And the interesting thing about chameleon is its eyes. It's pair of eyes, right? And they're actually independent. They can move independently, which means the eyes, one eye can look to the right and one eye can look to the left. It's that
Oh.
flexible. One can look behind, one can look in front. So
Mm.
if you look at the character of the eyes alone, it's actually for us to be vigilant of what is happening around us. So we can take the characteristics of the chameleon to be more vigilant with what is happening in the market. In a VUCA world, changes happen too fast. You cannot be just driving. It's like driving, although you spend most of your time looking in front, every now and then you look at the side view and the back view, the rear view mirrors, right? But
Mm.
in a VUCA world, things are coming behind you too fast. Imagine racing, it's happening too fast. So your eyes have to be more flexible. You have to be, looking at everything much faster. So you have to be super vigilant and be
Mm.
embracing the character of a chameleon.
Mm.
So we always have a 360-degree scanning of our environment. What's happening in terms of technology? We know that now we have toilets that are so artificially intelligent that whatever you flush can automatically be processed to tell you what's wrong with your stomach.
Oh.
Already in creation. We have 3D printers. We have watches that you wear that can scan and tell you you're having fever, your mental health is not good. So things like this are happening. And one day, whatever we are doing can be affected by all these advancements. So we have
Mm.
to be vigilant. This is the first character of a chameleon. Be vigilant.
Okay.
The second part of it, be vigilant. You are aware of what's happening around you, and then be appreciative, understand who you are. So, for a chameleon, there are a few things that are very, very unique. First of all, it has this nanocrystal beneath its skin that reflects light at different angles. So, if the environment is green, it will adjust the nanocrystal such that the light that is reflected from its skin will look like green. Chameleon skin doesn't change color. What is changing is actually the reflection of the light based on the nanocrystal
Oh.
the skin. So it just adjusts the skin such that light is reflected differently. So it's about understanding what we have, our strength. So in the case of a chameleon, it knows that one of its strength is it has nanocrystal. So it can change the colors according to the environment. So that gives it a very good camouflage. It has a tail that is strong enough to hook to a branch and it won't fall off. So that gives it the support. The
Oh.
claws
Nice.
on his legs, it has three fingers in front and two behind, so it can actually grab the whole branch and give it that kind of support. So it
Mm.
understands who he is and adapts accordingly to merge with the environment. So for us, it's about understanding what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses. For the chameleon, it knows I'm small. I cannot reflect light at night. So the idea is whatever I want to do in terms of attacking, attack during the day lah. At night, I cannot change color. No point fighting with a lion or a tiger. I'm so small. So it understands its strengths, it understands its weaknesses, and based on this understanding, it immerses itself into the environment. So the environment can be VUCA. The enemy can be coming to it, the victim can be in front of it, but it is able to understand the environment and adapt accordingly. So this is the second strength of a chameleon that we can use. Understanding what are our strengths, how do we leverage on our strengths to do what we can do? If we are good at speaking, then speaking is an opportunity. If you are good at networking, networking is an opportunity. If you are good at researching, research is an opportunity. At the same time, what are the weaknesses that we have? How can we use the weaknesses, to address the weaknesses with the opportunities that are available in the market? Our partners, there's no point doing it alone. So how can we leverage? How can we collaborate? So it's understanding that we have different types of people, understanding that we have different generations of people, and how do we work together. So the second character of a chameleon, understanding and immersing into the environment. The third part is actually clarity. Chameleon, once it has looked at the environment, it has looked at itself, it immersed at the environment, it targets its victim, the two eyes actually locks together. Although it was supposed to be independent, right? The moment the goal is clear, the two eyes locks towards the goal and then it just focuses on the goal. So this is where the clarity of vision is created. So as
Mm.
individuals, whether we are a leader or just as an individual, this is where once you understand the environment, you are clear of the environment, and once you are appreciative of who you are, you're immersed in the environment, set your eyes on your goal and pursue, lock. Have clarity of vision of what you want to do and go for it. So this is an important part of the leader. The final part of it is the victim can change, the environment can change, your enemies can change. Be agile. Be able to switch again from the crystals that change color to green. Maybe now, as you move, the trunk change to brown. So change to brown. What do you call the predators that are around you may change.
Mm.
So
Mm.
move accordingly. So be agile so that you can move to become a new role again. So as leaders, these four things: being vigilant, understanding, having a clarity of mind, as well as being agile, will allow us to manage VUCA in a better way. So for leaders, be vigilant of everything that is in the market. IR 4.0 is there. Deep learning is happening. Machine learning is happening. We have globalization, but at the same time, the market is opening softly. So, what are the possible things? We have a political scenario where the politicians are not so stable. So, with that, what will happen to the policies of the country, the infrastructure projects of the company? Be vigilant of that. We have taken vaccine. We don't know the effect of the vaccine. So, we have to monitor what is happening in other countries. Be vigilant of that. And then from there, be understanding of where we are, what can we do, have clarity of vision to pursue what we want to pursue. And in that journey of pursuit, be agile so that if there is a change to the environment, we are able to change and move forward. So that is embracing the spirit of the chameleon. This is where the chameleon VUCA fights the outside VUCA, VUCA
Oh,
against VUCA.
VUCA against VUCA. Wow. Whoosh. I think then I love the fact that it's how funny how whatever that we do in life always relate to something in nature, right? Growth we relate to trees and how we start off from
Yes.
the seed and then growing to where it is to something very strong and big, but it just takes time and some strength and inspiration with some types of animals, beauty with flowers, and then food, the things that we consume. It's all made up from natural ingredients, which are all nature related, and then having it to be tied into the chameleon, really really cool. And how does so say for instance, if you are working right in a working
Mm.
environment, and let's say we talk about people who are in leadership roles like managers and whatnot. How can VUCA, how can the corporate chameleon apply to them in terms of dealing with the new normal, coming back to work in a hybrid working environment?
Yeah. Uh, Go for the four. Go for the four. Yeah. So first, be vigilant. Look at what are the factors that are going to impact your business. As a
Mm.
leader, look at what is going to impact your business in terms of the political part of it, in terms of the economic part of it. We know like some business are going to be affected. What CJ was sharing just now, raw material may be affected. So what are you going to do about it? Don't wait until you can't order raw material, then only you start moving. If you know that this is going to be your future, then move. In one of our companies, we our raw material was actually rubber trees, and we know we reach a stage where we won't be getting rubber trees anymore. The only way to look at the business is you can't do much in Malaysia. So quickly move, dispose that business, take the money,
Mm.
invest into a new business. It's how fast you react. It depends on what you can do as a leader. So be vigilant. Look at changes that are going to happen. Keep your eyes open. LinkedIn is a good channel where I see a lot of opportunities in terms of people updating the changes. Read from there, see what are the factors that are going to affect your business. Be vigilant. Second is understand what you have in the company. What kind of skills do you have in the company? What kind of competencies do you have in the company? What kind of technology resources that you have in the company? Look at what you have inside. So understand what you have inside. Understand that people are different. Some people are very strong to do things. Some people are very strong in terms of inspiring people. Some people are very strong in terms of getting things through. Some people are very strong in compliance, in putting structure in place. How do you use the maximum? How do you maximize their potential? So that is the understanding part. Understand what you have, and with the vigilance and the understanding, then create clarity in vision. A lot of companies struggle with this part. Leaders who have a vision, but that vision is not communicated to the company. So everyone is busy. Everyone is busy running. The only thing is, it's like, going on a trip. The leader is, all set. Tomorrow we are going for this trip. Are you guys with me? Yes, we are. Are we going? Yes, we are. What time are we reaching there? 12 o'clock. And they rush out. The leader reaches JB, the team reaches Penang lah, Kuantan lah, because the vision was not set clearly. And it is not uncommon. It is not uncommon. When the leader asks, hey guys, 12 o'clock, I'm already here. Where are you? I'm also here, boss. Where are you? It's
Aduh.
quite, it's quite common in terms of alignment of vision. So the leaders should have that clarity of vision and should communicate that vision to the rest. And
Mm.
whatever vision that you communicate, be prepared. VUCA will continue. Things may change. Be ready to be agile. Don't let your guts down. So, Rizal, no, 2022, we are not going to let the guts down. Continue to be vigilant and then be agile so that we maneuver accordingly to move forward. Right. So, this advice to leaders. This part,
Brilliant.
you'll be surprised. Like you said, right, everything goes back to nature. If we look at ourselves is also VUCA. We don't know, something may happen to our body, right? But the body is created such that when you know there are changes happening, if you are vigilant enough, you'll be able to notice changes. It is said that if you have diabetes, for instance, your tip just below the nail will start blackening. That is the accumulation of sugar crystals. So if you're vigilant, you would know that your sugar reading is going up. Either you go for medical checkup or your body actually tells you that. If you
Yep.
know you always sleep for 6 hours, suddenly you start sleeping for 5 hours. Something is not right. Be vigilant. And from there, just looking at the changes in your body, go to the next level, understanding. Hey, so what did I do differently, in terms of my member, no, my mental health, physical health, emotional health. And from that, have clarity of vision. Okay, I better do exercise properly. I better eat properly. I better have enough mental agility. And during that process, actually, this exercise doesn't work. Be agile enough to shift to something else. So even on a personal part, VUCA is that a chameleon approach still works. Make sense?
Yes, brilliant. Yes. Definitely does make sense. I love it. I love it. I just appreciate the fact that one VUCA, the word itself, and then one is VUCA, the corporate chameleon. It gives a very light, positive look towards how handling VUCA using VUCA. So
Yes,
that's very very cool. Just wanted to add, just acknowledge we've got Lina Ali here says identify use the strength that we have in us or our company.
exactly.
Yes, vigilantly finding that out and understanding, having clarity on that, and once you identify, be able to change. That's the agility, the flexibility that you can apply. And we got the guy himself. This guy for sure, Mr. Dashboard, Mr. Excel, Seafood Thai Chu Tak. Hey
Yes.
man, how you doing? Thanks for coming on board. No, a bit late, but you are on board. We're very happy. Thank you so much. Now I got a burning question for you, lah. Siva, very burning question, right?
Satay or
Chameleon
what?
and no, this one tough satay one. Chameleon and VUCA is okay. What about chameleon and kata? Eh, the kata can they have clarity as well. They're also definitely agile. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think the story of kata, the common story of kata is on cooking kata. You remember
Alamak.
the story where
Yes, yes.
you put a kata in a pot of water and you slowly light fire, and the kata refuses to embrace change. It is expecting things to be status quo and jadi soup kata. The kata won't jump up, right? That's the difference. So the kata is refusal to accept that VUCA is there. Refusal to accept that we need to change. Refusal to accept that we need to be agile. Akan tukar, jadi sub kata. When you take the chameleon approach, then you're always agile, and you're always
Okay.
ready for that change.
Yeah
So
lah.
uh,
Yeah. I
that's the
think the
difference.
same with the kata lompat-lompat recently, right? There's
Uh,
one. I mean, they are allowed to jump. They can perform the kata movement, but too sudden, right? Too sudden, it lacks clarity, and then
yeah.
perception is wrong, and for the wrong reason lah. But okay, we got Sate, Mr. Sate himself. I heard the Sate remark. Alright, this
Yes,
is not
let's baka.
something last week kena teruk one. Okay, so but we uncovered a lot of amazing things through the session last week. I found out
Yeah.
that CA can speak Arabic. I
Oh,
found out he can speak Arabic, one, and then secondly he was telling us about the experience of selling sand to Arabs, selling sand to Arab. How can that be possible? But it happens. CA did it lah. So
nice.
kata
Champion.
from from to okay lah, from Prince to Prince. Now the katak turn to Prince. Ya lor. I think
That
I
one,
think
the
that.
prince turn to kata first, then the kata turn
Okay.
to prince. Don't simply go
Yeah.
and kiss kata.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
the people in parliament will be very happy. People like kata kisses.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I think it's very cool. I love the fact that the corporate chameleon, because the chameleon itself is not like a super agile type of reptile. It doesn't run. It doesn't move very fast. It's not very fierce. It's actually very calm.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone that utilizes their its strength to the best, it'll be the chameleon itself. Yeah. So
Just
they just
If you
hmm,
Google the strengths of chameleon, you'll be shocked. There are more than 100 unique things about chameleon. That's why the Greek community calls it the lion. It's more powerful, lion on the land. So
phew,
who do you want to be instead of being the lion? We always talk about lion as the king of the jungle, but it's never solo. Lion always goes in a group. The
hmm,
tiger, the Malayan tiger, that is the solo hunter. That is the powerful one. Really
phew,
fighter. The chameleon is like
yeah,
that. The solo guy,
a solo guy.
solo
Okay lah.
guy, but
All
smarter
right.
than the tiger.
For frog to prince, it needs kiss. Okay lah. Seafood Thai will give you one later lah. Okay. I don't give kiss them to frog dah habis lah. Okay. Different story. All right. Okay, Siva, we are actually, we are past the hour mark, and quite happy because we do have quite a few people with us on board tonight. Thank you so much to those that tune up and then came into the show and watch us talk. I think it was a very amazing session to get to know Siva. I want to say thank you to you for joining us and sharing with us a bit about your background, which is amazing. The more things we talk about, the more interesting facts we find out about each other. And
Yes.
we covered about VUCA, what is VUCA. So now, guys, if you don't know, I'm going to write something up tomorrow, maybe, or the week after. And we also know that 2022 is coming, and doesn't mean that you can put your guards down. We still need to be prepared for another VUCA. It could be a mini VUCA, big VUCA, or big mother VUCA that can happen. And we also went and indulged in, a bit more about the corporate chameleon and Siva unveiling the whole concept like a new car coming out from the showroom, right? His own corporate chameleon VUCA. So that's brilliant. I thought it was a lovely presentation. Maybe, last few words from yourself, anything that you want to showcase, the things that you do and so on. Feel free to, tell the audience.
Yeah. First of all, Rizal, thank you so much. This is more like chatting and with our friends watching. It'll be if there's a forum where everyone starts talking together, can be fun. So really humbled. It's a beautiful opportunity. For those who want to learn more on the part of understanding, yeah, being vigilant is all about external. Understanding is all about internal. If you want to know more about your people, what are the strengths of your people, how you can use them better, how you can have better results with your people, then you may want to attend a session that I'm conducting next week. It's a 2-day session,
Mm,
and that will give a good idea of how do you get better results, easier results, leveraging on the people that you have around you and leveraging on your own personal strength. So if you are interested to learn more about understanding, that is the session. The rest of it, guys, thank you so much. People always see VUCA as a trap, but put it the other way, look at VUCA as an opportunity. By being vigilant, understanding, having clarity of vision, and being agile, we can also pursue new successes. There are new opportunities. So look at VUCA as the opportunity instead of the threat. The threat is something that makes us stronger. Without the pressure, we won't be stronger. So that is an opportunity for us. Move forward. Let's strive together. Thanks so
brilliant.
much.
Thank you, Siva. It was honestly a very fun session. I enjoyed every bit of it, and I do hope that people who are interested do connect with Siva on LinkedIn. Drop him a note. Then he's got courses available. Actually, he's very shy. He's got a lot of things in his armory that he hasn't shown yet. So it doesn't have to be now. You guys can reach out to him and go and chat with him. I did, and I spoke to him, and he helped me a lot. So very very interested to see potential collaborations and new stories coming up from Siva as well. Just if you do get an actual chameleon, do let us know. I want to have a look as well because I'm actually very keen. All right. Cool stuff. Okay. So if that's the case, thank you so much, guys, for joining in. We really appreciate it. I'm actually very grateful that people are tuning in every Thursday to join LOL Rizal. We're going to have another fun session next week. So if that's the case, take care. Good night. Say hi to your mom for me. Thank you, everyone.